Good morning, gents. Active Aussie here, Monday morning. It's just after midday. I've been out and about this morning. I was at the Gold Coast and I stopped at North Burleigh and I made a brief video. It was so beautiful down there. But now quite a bit of rain's come through. I'm back in Brisbane and there are showers coming through, but still a beautiful day, and it's always great to just get out into nature. Just want to make a brief video in regard to oofy doofy theory, and this can be like a part two. I made a video in regard to it several weeks ago, but last Saturday morning I was at Hungry Jack's, which is like the Australian version of Burger King, and I just called in there to get a coffee. And whilst I was sitting in there having a coffee, this bloke came in with his arm around his girlfriend, and they were both about, I don't know, 30, 31 years old. And this guy was overweight, had a beard, was covered in tattoos. He looked very unkempt and didn't look very healthy. But this woman he was with was quite attractive. I wouldn't say she was beautiful, but she was fit. She had no tattoos, she had nice skin, she had nice long blonde hair. She was quite an attractive woman. You could say maybe like a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10 just in looks. But she was with this guy who I'd consider to be like a sub 5 just in looks and body shape. And I don't know, maybe this bloke had a lot of money. I was inside, I didn't see what his car looked like, but he was dressed pretty sloppily and he looked very unkempt. But I've heard quite a few guys on various videos say that, oh, the women only go for the top 5% of men. And I feel that, like on dating sites, like on Tinder or just any sort of dating site in general, that is true. I think the women do only go for the top percentage of men in terms of looks and income. But when you get out into the real world in certain areas, in certain places, I feel it's a lot different. It can be a lot different. So I don't know if this, oh, the women are only going for the top tier of men, is necessarily true in all cases. And I don't really give a stuff if a man can attract women or not. It's irrelevant to me. And what sort of woman a man can attract, whether it's an Asian, like a white girl, an Asian, a black woman, a Latina, whatever, I don't really care about that. I'm just sort of making an observation, because I feel there can be a difference between what happens IRL in the real world and what goes on the internet and in cyberspace. But obviously some women are incredibly picky. There are many gold diggers out there, and I'm just not going to give these so-called modern women any validation or attention. It's better to just ignore them and do your own thing. And I've noticed that these channels where you have some bloke married to a Filipina and she might have moved over to a Western country, these are popping up all over on social media. And I've had a few of these guys in the past leave comments on my channel inferring that I'm some type of incel, because I have criticised these types of people and Filipinas with channels. But if these dudes think they're so smart, well, all I can say to you is to come back to me in mid-2025 or 2026 when you're getting cleaned out by the USA legal system or the Australian courts legal system or in the UK, wherever, and let's see how smart you really are then. I've got no sympathy for these stupid beta simp type men who basically lead with their wallet. They're just a bunch of fools and morons, and when they come unstuck, it's very hard to feel sympathy for them. I feel sorry for the fellows who may have got married like 10 or 15 years ago and maybe they didn't know any better, but these men now who are just being foolish and who are not weighing up the consequences and ramifications of their actions, I don't have any sympathy for them whatsoever. They can just learn the hard way. Anyway guys, that's all I've really got to say. Just a fairly brief video, and hopefully I can talk to you again very soon.